So you find yourself out and about making YouTube content, and while trying to stay as mobile as possible so you don't end up with a 20-pound backpack, the need is there to get this footage uploaded, possibly to an editor or someone else that will be posting it onto social media. How can you go about doing this? And why wait until you get to a place where it can be downloaded to a laptop? With our subject matter, we find ourselves on location and around town multiple times a week, and needed to have a faster reaction capability. Moving videos from the GoPro to the laptop works, but what about your iPad, or if you happen to be traveling to a large event and your video editor is in another state? Not to mention you won't have time to edit. After attempting to use GoPro's services to manage our videos, we found the Wi-Fi upload to be a little less than ideal, and the GoPro to USB cable to laptop daisy chain really is no different than inserting the microSD card into the laptop. So what to do? Enter our $30 secret weapon. Okay, it was $29.99 and that was on sale, but you get the idea. The concept here is simple: to connect the dots from our GoPros through the mobile uploader smartphones to the cloud, but the implications are very impactful. While we found these at Walmart on sale, you could possibly do this with any phone or tablet with a micro SD card slot, and in our case we were using Google Drive, so ensuring we could download this app was part of the equation. Looking at the specs of these phones, they are lower end, however you still have Android 12 here, and we do not need to activate them on a cell network as we are simply connecting them to our hotspot to complete the uploads to the cloud. While we're specifically working with GoPros here, this could easily apply to anything using a micro SD card, and gives the ability to more quickly move content into the cloud, to editing, and into YouTube when done properly. While using this at SEMA Show 2022 in Las Vegas, we were able to record, swap micro SD cards between the mobile uploaders and the GoPros, and then we kept on recording while the videos uploaded via Verizon mobile hotspot. One of us was at the event recording and uploading to the cloud, in this case Google Drive, and the other was at home downloading, editing videos, and uploading to YouTube as fast as possible. This allowed for videos to get posted on YouTube 12 hours sooner than we would have been able to do using the microSD to laptop method, and as a side note, the Wi-Fi at the event location was 500 kilobytes to 1 megabyte at best, not to mention there was over 100,000 people all trying to use the same internet, so to say it was slow is an understatement. Keeping in mind this may not work for everyone, if you are thinking of possibly using a mobile uploader, here are a few things to consider using this method. Hotspot. This was an added expense, so keep that in mind if you pursue a plan like this, but it worked for us as having a separate hotspot kept us using our iPhone to record some videos in addition to the GoPros, and not run down the iPhone battery as fast with its hotspot turned on. Data speeds. You are at the will of the local data speeds, and for us any video file over a few minutes could possibly get very bogged down if the hotspot was not pulling a solid LTE signal, and obviously your mileage may vary. One more thing to charge. 2, 3 actually if you count both mobile uploaders and the hotspot. Thankfully they were all USB Type-C. And then you get to put it all into a backpack and carry it around too, along with everything else short of the kitchen sink. We've definitely learned to think our days through, making sure of what we need to have so we are cutting down on the number of days we walk around like this. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and in our case the data speeds through the hotspot did slow us down some, but this still allowed us to upload some of our videos to the cloud for editing and publishing to YouTube. Granted, Las Vegas and SEMA are an exception, as you're normally not with 100,000+ people, and around town here we can routinely upload on the go using this setup and have videos ready on the cloud for use as needed. In some cases we are driving out of the car show or cruise in, and we already have the final video uploading into Google Drive. Keeping in mind the expense of a mobile uploader here, this may or may not work for you, and if so, consider a smartphone or tablet that possibly has 4 gigs of RAM so it can run Android 12 as fast as possible. These have 3 gigs of RAM and they work, but you're definitely not doing anything else on these phones while the videos are uploading. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how you'd handle data and if this setup would work for you in your day-to-day video production. Leave us a comment, and while you're there, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much.
I'll do the WTF face.